Hi, my name is Mohammed, and I take immense pleasure in welcoming you all on this initiative by CoLab called CoLab Games. For those who are watching us for first time, CoLab is an education lab by Mantra for Change, which is a Bangalore-based not-for-profit organization working in the field of school improvement and education leadership development. So Mantra kind of enables education leaders in driving continuous improvements in the system. So currently Mantra is operating in 5 states, impacting more than 4 lakh schools. If you want to know more about CoLab, which is an initiative Mantra, click the video that's going to pop up here. And feel free to email us or call us if you would like to collaborate with us. And so getting on to the CoLab Games. So basically it's a game show, and we will have people who work in education space invited to be a part of it. In our very first CoLab Games episode, we have Rhea Mendiratta, who is currently working at Mantra for Change in CoLab team as research and design lead. Welcome, Rhea. It would be great if you could share more about you and your journey so far and what inspired you to be a part of this education space here.
Thank you, Arshath. While I was in school myself, I saw a lot of dissonance with what education was supposed to do and what it ended up doing. I did not really enjoy how school made me feel, and not just me, but my friends and other classmates as well. So it's been a goal of mine, or a dream of mine, I'm going to say, to work in education at some point, and the need for it got stronger as I was experiencing school myself. But I didn't know how to do that. I did not know how to get into the education space. It's not as clear cut as you would see other fields. Say, for example, there's engineering and medicine. You know how to become a lawyer, for example, right? Like, you know what courses to do, but with education, it's not very clear. I was set on doing chemistry because I felt like I was good at it and I was enjoying it, and I liked teaching. I liked the idea of being able to relay information across to someone else in a way that it makes sense to them and they are interested in it. The teaching for me is that, and I really enjoyed that process all through undergrad and through whatever little bit of the PhD that I was doing. But while I was doing my PhD, I started questioning my passion towards a subject. Like, there's a difference between liking something and being good at it, and actually wanting to contribute or being really, really curious about the field. I think I was always more curious about education and how to work towards that problem of education in our country. So I did some analysis about my life, and I decided that it was time to actually start working towards that. And funnily enough, when I quit my PhD, I didn't know how to get started. At that point, I knew that I needed to quit the PhD. But when I came back home, I saw this ad for Teach for India on my Facebook about 2 weeks before the final deadline. And I was like, this is a sign. I need to apply. And I applied and I got in, and then it's been great since then. I've learned a lot. So yeah, that's basically, it was just a decision, like one decision that changed the course of my life, which is how I think it happens for everyone. It's just one decision. And when I think about problems and how they could be solved, for me, it always comes down to education. Everything boils down to education for me. And that's why I'm so passionate about the cause. And I'm loving my work here at CoLab.
Amazing, yeah, that's kind of really inspiring. So cool, let's get into the CoLab game. I'll first explain what are different types of rounds and stuff like that. So we have 3 rounds in CoLab games, and I'll explain the first round alone now. The first round is called Remember Me. Here, I will show you the names of actors in the education ecosystem. For example, teacher, school leader, and so on. And you will also find an image of a national leader like Gandhi,
Bose, and so on. So every slide will have name of one actor in education ecosystem and an image of a national leader. And we will have 4 sets. First set will have 4 slides. Second set will have 8 slides. Third set will have 12 slides. And fourth set will have 16 slides. You will have to remember them and tell them in order after every set. Starting from ₹5, every set you answer correctly, the amount will keep on doubling and you can win a maximum of ₹40 from this round.
Okay, here's your first set, Rhea.
So there's Rani Lakshmi Bai, cluster resource person, Jawaharlal Nehru, forgetting. Third person, don't know who that person is. I have seen that photo before, but again, cluster resource person, Mahatma Gandhi, and teacher.
Cool. Second person, you recall who was that?
Jawaharlal Nehru.
The actor?
Officer. Some officer. Education officer.
Great, amazing. Yeah, education officer. So third person was the Bal Gangadhar Tilak.
I don't know the names of people like that. Like I know that those pictures are in your history textbooks and you look at them.
Yeah. It happens. Cool. Okay. Great. So you have earned ₹5 now.
Have I? Did I win this round?
Yeah, you gave all the right answers. Maybe the third one you didn't know, that's why you didn't answer. It's fine.
That's going to be the case going forward, Arshath.
It's okay.
The names are tricky. Like I don't have very good facial name recognition thing.
No, it's the same. The same 4 images might be repeating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey, you can't write, okay?
I'm not writing.
Okay, cool.
This is hard. Block development officer.
The person with the specs.
That was Bose, right? Subhash Chandra Bose.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Wow. Second, the person was Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
Okay.
No, S. Ramakrishnan.
Okay.
All right. I don't remember the.
Okay, go on. Whatever you remember, just keep telling.
Okay, so there was teacher, there was student, chief minister, block development officer, cluster resource person again. There was Anganwadi worker.
Okay, cool. So it had started off with Subhash Chandra Bose, and then second one also was Subhash Chandra Bose, education secretary.
Education.
Education officer, and then Jawaharlal Nehru education officer, Bal Gangadhar Tilak CRP, Gandhi teacher, Bose student, Bose chief minister.
Yeah.
Bal Gangadhar Tilak Anganwadi worker, Nehru community, Gandhi teacher, Bose block development officer. So you kind of missed that order, but
obviously terrible at this game.
I think even I won't be able to play this. I know it's tough. You can write, but I'm going to speed it up. Maybe you can just see that one slide for 1 second.
Okay, what do you want? Do you want to show people that I can remember these things?
I'm not showing it. We're just playing. So it's okay.
All right. Okay.
Unfortunately, we didn't win any money in the second round.
Yeah, I bet.
That's okay. It
Yeah.
happens. Okay, let's move to the third round.
Okay. Arshath, do you want me to write?
Yeah, you can write, but I'm gonna speed it up. Say if you had 3 seconds, this time you'll just have 1.5 seconds time.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna say I don't remember the pictures associated with all the words. I was only paying attention to the roles, the actors. So they
So it started off with education secretary.
no. It started off with community, right?
Yeah, it started off with community, and then
Bose teacher,
community. No, it was Gandhiji teacher.
Gandhiji teacher, and then Bose BO.
BDO. Yeah,
Yeah,
BDO.
and then education
Bose
secretary,
education secretary.
education officer,
Yeah, then,
Anganwadi worker, community,
yeah.
CRP,
Mhm.
teacher,
Hmm.
block development officer,
Hmm.
CRP, and teacher.
Great, cool. Since you got the names at least right, let's give this. So last time you got 5, and this time it's doubled. It's 10.
Okay.
Congratulations. So we go to the fourth set, which will have 20 slides, and this time I will same. I'll be doubling it, and you'll have 1 minute time to recall and tell. Okay.
Okay. Again, no, like I don't remember the faces associated with all of them, but I can start.
Yeah.
There's a block development officer, education secretary, teacher, block development officer, education secretary, but this time education officer. There's a CRP education officer, CRP teacher student, chief minister, then education secretary, CRP, then teacher and education secretary.
Amazing, great. That's right. Except for one place you missed. In place of education officer, is said executive secretary. Third last. Yeah. Other than that, other things were right. Okay, so I'll give it to you then.
Let's. I didn't remember the faces, so you should also cut half of my prize. No?
You're so generous. Yeah.
It's hard. This is a hard game. I don't know who will be able to.
I know. It's a hard game, so that's why I'm kind of neglecting that faces thing. So that's double now, and you are winning 20 rupees now. You have 20 rupees now.
Amazing.
Cool. Cheers. Amazing. So that was the first round.
The second round is called Identify Me. Here, I will share a story or glimpses about some scheme or policy in education in India, and you will have to guess the name of the scheme or policy in 1 minute. After 1 minute, if you don't answer, you will be given the first clue, and then you will be given the second clue. If you answer without any clue, your amount will double from what it was in the first round. And if you answer after the first clue, you will get 50% extra of what it was in the first round. And if you answer after the second clue, you will get 25% extra of what was in the first round.
And are you ready? Any doubts?
No doubts. I trust you with the math and I'm ready to play.
Yeah, you can. So, it is a scheme that was started way back in 2002 as an intervention program, but was operational since 2000. It is one of the few successful government-led initiatives in past 2 decades. So this scheme was an attempt to provide an opportunity for improving human capabilities of all children through provision of community-owned quality education in a mission mode. And it's a response to demand for quality basic education all over the country. And this kind of garnered a lot of attention following the Millennium Development Goals which came back then. And with this functions with the center funding, and it seems that 85% of the countries saw a drastic increase in gross enrollment ratio because of the scheme. And also the number of schools increased because of this scheme. And the scheme also concentrates on gender parity, ensuring gender parity. And this was a scheme which kind of also introduced the teacher training facilities. Yeah.
Seems like a very extensive scheme.
I'm sure you very well know this. You have heard this multiple times.
So you said this was introduced in 2002, but was it's
operational since 2000.
Operational since 2000.
Yes. You have 45 seconds to guess. After that, automatically I'll tell you the first clue. What I think.
This is not Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan.
Oh, is it? Why? Why do you think so?
No, this is Samagra Shiksha. This is Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan.
Okay. You want to take the first clue and confirm, or are you sure that this is Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan?
Okay, give me the first clue.
Okay. So there was a song called School Chale Hum, which was used to promote this scheme. I know it's kind of medium level clue, it's not very easy clue. The second clue is a little bit easier. But you were a little close.
It's oh wait, Samagra Shiksha was later on. I think before that it was called Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan was the one for which they had School Chale Hum.
Are you sure?
I am sure. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan.
Great, yeah. Right. The second clue was that this Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan was legally valid after RT came. So that I had that as second clue. After RT, that was legally valid. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan became legal.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Since you answered after the first clue, you'll be getting 10 rupees. So 20 plus 10, 30. So Rhea, from your professional life, how has your professional life kind of impacted your personal life? Do you see professional life separately, or do you see both personal life and professional life together? So how is it for you to work with in the social space, social sector space? How has that impacted you personally?
That's a great question, Arshath. I think one thing that I see a lot of around me is a narrative, and then they're very, very different narratives around this. Two actually opposing narratives. One is that if you love the work that you do, then you're not working a single day in your life, or something along those lines. You always find those in quotes, like you should love the work that you do, so like your work becomes your life, right? And that sounds so passionate, and I know that a lot of people in the world function like that. Or your crazy entrepreneurs in the world, Elon Musk, for example, and it's just one example, like people who completely give themselves to their work. And then there's another narrative around it, which says, you have to have the right balance between professional and personal, right? And that to me is so it's more logically sound, the second narrative, because like a good example, or one of my aunts gave me once, was, say if you're climbing a mountain, and climbing the mountain is the analogy for living your life, right? While you're climbing the mountain, if there's only one rope that you're holding on to keep climbing that mountain, that rope might snap. And that one rope right now is sort of analogous to maybe your work life or your personal life, but just one of them, right? If you hang on to two ropes instead, it could be your work and your personal life. It could also be a third rope in the sense of spirituality and questioning life and thinking about philosophy and stuff. The more ropes you have, because you, for example, if I'm working, right, like not everything is bound to go smoothly all the time. One way to deal with that is that if that's the only rope that I'm holding on to, I will give in everything to make amends to that rope and make sure that my only rope that I'm using to go through life is secure, and I've mended it and I'm continuing on it. And a lot of people do that. They completely immerse themselves in their work. And another one is, okay, your one rope is loose for a little bit, so you hold on to the other two ropes that you're holding on to, and then you keep going, and then eventually the first rope is in a situation again where you can hold it again, and you continue on your balanced path towards living life. I find that with the social sector, when I first entered it, it was very easy for me to make it my everything, completely immerse myself into it, because the one thing that the people working in social sector do not lack is passion. The cause is very apparent. You see change, and I know like change is hard to come by, or it takes a long time to show, especially in education. But at the same time, the problem exists right in front of your eyes. You step out of your house and you see the impacts of poor education in our country, and you're charged up again. You visit a school, you do a field visit, and you're charged again to do your work, right? It does not happen with a lot of corporates. So it is easy for anybody to say, okay, this is my life and I'm going to put everything into it. But then again, I think that's risky. And I'm all for taking risks, but I think right now I'm at a point where I was like that, where education, my school, when I was a teacher at Teach for India, it was everything for me, and I would give everything to it and nothing anything else. But now I've come to a point where I wanted to try more of a balanced approach, and we'll see how it goes from there. I'm not saying that I'll never be that person who lives and breathes her work all day, every day. But right now I'm not that person, and I'm just experimenting with a different type of working to see what works for me, and then go from there. I think it's going to be ever evolving. It's not going to be set in stone. That Rhea is, very balanced in her personal, professional life versus Rhea completely gives herself to her work. I think it's exciting to not know how you're going to end up with your work, but I think both is pretty legit. I think you can back up both with, sense. This makes sense. To do this makes sense. So yeah.
Right. It was very beautiful. I think that analogy which you said about 3 ropes, one supporting each other, spiritual life, personal life, professional life, it was amazing. Cool. Let's move on to the third round. Do you follow all the CoLab social media handles?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So the third round is going to be some question from the CoLab's pages, which whatever we have been posting in CoLab page.
And finally, the third round. I will ask you a question from what we have posted on CoLab's social media handles, and you will have to give the answer in 45 seconds. And if you give the right answer, you will get double the amount from what you had in your second round.
Here's a question. There is this country in which primary school students study subjects called good life, wise life, happy life. And also in this country, the students in the middle school have a exam-free semester as well. So which country is this? You can discuss as well. What I think.
I know. So exam free is something that I read that Finland does.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right answer? Can you give it away?
No. Give the final answer to me. This we posted recently on November last. Okay, I'll give another clue. So this country has 2 parts, like north and south. Like there are 2 countries. This is south something.
Korea?
Right.
South Korea?
Yeah, South Korea.
Oh.
Yeah, so they have something called as students in primary education study mathematics and subjects called as good life, wise life, happy life, which focuses on basic skills, problem solving, and creativity and learning through play. So this was unique because we posted on social media handles.
I did not follow that then. That's exciting though. I know that there are other countries who do exam-free semesters.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of them. But yeah, I did not know about this. It sounds interesting. I would like to take that class. Yeah. Yeah, I'll look this up. I'll read more about it.
Amazing, cool. So Rhea,
do I get that double or that second hint that I got just ruined everything for me?
No.
Now I get 30 rupees.
Yeah, very lenient, so we get it.
Oh, that's good.
Amazing. So I have one final question. So Rhea, if you could share a little bit about what you're working on right now, it will be great. Yeah.
So right now, one of the things that I've been involved in is, so the National Council for Teacher Education is releasing their blue book, or sort of like a guide on how mentoring could be used as a solution across the education sector to upskill any stakeholder in the sector, and why mentoring is so beautiful as a solution, because you're leveraging pre-existing resources instead of introducing new elements into the system. So a lot of work happening around that and creating resources for how to make mentoring happen, how to run a mentoring program at any scale within the education sector. That's one. Then we're also working with other organizations to help them establish their mentoring programs. We as CoLab are also looking to do more research. So when you start doing secondary research or looking for sources on the internet about studies that have been done in the Indian context in education, you see that there's a lot of gaps that exist for research to be done. There's a lot of research that is missing, it's not done, or if it's done, it's not done in a way that's reliable or credible. So we're trying to start as CoLab on that process of developing credible ways of doing research on the ground and collating all of that information in a way that it's useful for all organizations or missions that want to use the information. So we're looking for interesting topics to start researching on, and also looking to partner with organizations that are great at doing research, learning from them about how to do a better job at it. One more question that, at CoLab, one of the things we want to focus on is innovation. How do you plan for things that might be needed? How do you prep for them beforehand? So, and it's an education lab, you're supposed to explore questions. One of the questions that I am exploring right now is, what a perfect classroom looks like. And I come from a very mathematical background in my education, like in my training. And I keep coming back to the question of, is there a perfect formula for a classroom that works? What are those elements that go into a perfect classroom? And I know there are a lot of factors, a lot of variables that could be very different depending on context. But what is that perfect formula? And if we find that, maybe we can find ways to create that everywhere. And not in a way to diminish individual creativity, for a teacher, for students, different geographies, but in a way that creates a baseline.
Right.
That promotes that this is a baseline, that this is the perfect classroom that you should have anyway, and please go ahead and do whatever you want on top of that, and make it an even better classroom, and a classroom of your own that suits the needs of both the teacher and the students. That baseline, instead of a standardization, a baseline is what I'm looking to explore right now. So I'm excited about thinking more about that in the coming few months. Yeah.
Very interesting, very interesting projects, especially the CoLab innovations that you spoke about. That's also really interesting. All the best with your ventures, Rhea. And apart from what Rhea is working, also CoLab is working into getting into many more initiatives, like CoLabcast is coming up. Collaborate we'll have third episode of Collaborate coming up in January. So stay tuned and follow our social media handles.
Yes, everyone. So we're doing really exciting stuff at CoLab. We are just starting to explore a lot of the questions that we've had for a while. And we post about a lot of the work that we're doing, because from the name, as it suggests, we want to collaborate with people to come up with solutions, because we do understand the value of collaborative working, and co-creation is much more than just one person sitting behind a computer coming up with solutions to challenging problems. So in the true spirit of collaboration, we do share a lot about the work that we're doing and the questions that we're struggling with or thinking about on social media. So you should like this video on YouTube. You should share about CoLab in your networks of people who are interested in knowing more about us or the social sector or education in general. You can reach out to us, and you should also subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, follow us on LinkedIn, and just to stay on top of your education sector game.
So people who want to reach out to you to know more about CoLab or know more about working in education space, they can contact you through the Twitter and LinkedIn handles, which I'll be posting in the description.
Absolutely.
And we have sent the 60 rupees to you on Google Pay. Yeah, hope you got it.
What? I did just get it. I got 60 rupees for Google. That's amazing. I got it.
Cool. Cheers. Amazing. So congratulations, Rhea. Thank you so much. We'll be posting CoLab games once in a month for now.
Thank you, Arshath.
Cheers.
Thank you for watching this video till the end. Congratulations. Here's an opportunity for you to win a cash prize of Rs 50. And here is your question. What is the name of the scheme which Rhea guesses first in the second round of the CoLab game? Along with the name of the scheme, you will also have to share about its impact and your recommendations for its improvement. You can email the responses to us by 31st of December 2021 on colab@mantraforchange.com. All the very best and stay tuned till we come again on January.